Hi folks, Ray DVD here, welcome to the Movie Reviewers 100 channel again. This week it is Star Wars week, and we've had Big Al doing Star Wars, we've had EJ doing The Empire Strikes Back, the two best films in the whole franchise. And I thought I would continue the original trilogy. I would talk about Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Now, a lot of people sort of badmouth this film, and deservedly so. You know, the Ewoks are just absolutely terrible. You know, wee teddy bears running about and stuff. But this was probably the beginning of the Lucas sort of looking for children. You know, going for the children's audience, the cutesiness of it. But there's a lot of plus points in Return of the Jedi. It was made in 1983, and it was the highest grossing film of the time, and it completed the Star Wars original, and this was supposed to be, at the time we all thought it was the last one, and unfortunately for us, or unfortunately, maybe some Star Wars fans would say, we got the three new films in the 2000s. But this film here, like I said, it's got loads of plus points. I'll not tell you the story because you've seen the films, you know. But I'll give you my thoughts on what I thought was so good about this film. The going back to Tatooine, I think that was really pretty good because it brought back shades of the original, and Jabba's palace, looked pretty amazing in it. And we see Luke, he's becoming a fully fledged Jedi. He looks totally different from what he was like. He's character wise from the first film, and he's the sort of the one that they're all look up to now. And he goes to the palace to rescue Han Solo, with all the other ones sort of getting incognito. They've all been dispersed infiltrated into the palace as well. But he's the leader, really. Fantastic things like the Rancor, the stop motion effects. I think I'm a big fan of Ray Harryhausen, and it gave it quite a good visceral sort of feel to it. It wasn't CGI. It was like a puppet, but through stop motion animation. So that was the first good thing. Other things like the bit when it's a trap, and then we see the scene where the Millennium Falcon is heading towards all of the Star Destroyers and the TIE Fighters, and that one scene where you see it from the pilot's point of view, the cockpit and the Millennium Falcon. That was one of the most optical CGI effects at that time. You seen like hundreds of TIE Fighters and that coming towards them. It was absolutely amazing at the time. I remember just sort of being absolutely gobsmacked at that one scene. And different things like every film, Star Wars was pretty. It was pretty fast paced for its time. Empire Strikes Back got even better, and then the Return of the Jedi had absolute breakneck speed, and it had three different storylines in it as well. You were basically following different storylines, getting intercut within the action, within the story, and this was what gave the film its impetus and the actual speed of the film as well. Things like the bike speeder chase through the forest, another example of a fantastic editing, and pretty basic. It was basically a camera running through the forest, but at a breakneck speed. But it was cut with the characters from the speeders and stuff. This was another sort of plus point. The overall effects, set in space, really were up the game. From the previous two films, and in my opinion, even he outshone Yoda. It was the performance of Ian McDiarmid as the Emperor. This is the Emperor's film. He's absolutely outstanding in this film. He's so many one-liners. I remember at the time I could recite every line that he had at the time, and then the confrontation with him and Luke, when he's trying to get Luke to the dark side, just absolutely cinematic legend now. And he, like I say, he was fantastic in this as well. And different things like Richard Marquand, he directed the film. He didn't really have a great back catalogue of films at the time. But I remember I was reading here as well on the IMDb that he did Eye of the Needle, which was a fantastic war film. You know, Donald Sutherland. Look for that one if you like your war films. And other things as well, like let me think what I was trying to say there. Everybody was anticipating the film, you know, at the time. It was the end of the trilogy, the original trilogy, like I says, and this was going to be like the icing in the cake. So and he didn't disappoint. On IMDb, I'm just reading some things here that I even I didn't know at the time. No, I was absolute Star Wars nut like EJ and Alan were. You know, when this first came out, I went to the cinema 7 times in 1 week. I went to see it every night of the week. And I don't think you could do that these days. I mean, I went to see The Hobbit on Friday, and it was £11 to get in. No, that would have took about £100 these days. But I was reading here that David Lynch and David Cronenberg were penciled in to actually direct it at one point, and it would have been a totally different film if any of them guys had done it. But fantastic film. It was a great end to the original series, and just great to see the character arcs of them as well. You know, like Han Solo. Everybody wanted to be Han Solo. I was no different, you know. And although my other favourite character was Chewbacca. I loved Chewbacca. I thought he was like the unsung hero. You know, he was the guy that he got the Millennium Falcon working and everything when he wasn't pulling it to bits in the Empire Strikes Back. And different things like, I was reading, like I say, on IMDb, this is quite an interesting one, that Darth Vader, Dave Prowse, there was a big falling out with him and George Lucas at one point, but I was reading that he only actually appeared in the Darth Vader costume at the beginning of this film. Later on, in the fight scenes with the lightsaber, it was all done by Bob Anderson, and the scenes between Luke, Darth Vader, and the Emperor when they're on the Death Star, it's all Bob Anderson. Now, if you didn't know who Bob Anderson was, he was the stunt guy who done like the original Robin Hood, you know, with Errol Flynn. He was the guy that taught him how to sword fence and everything. And then later on, he became the sword fence master for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and that's quite. I thought that'd be quite an interesting wee snippet there. But much maligned, you know, because of the Ewoks. There is a lot to like about Return of the Jedi. You know, like cinematically, it's fantastic. You know, the pace of the film was superb, because I remember at the time thinking this is one of the they edited it and it made it absolutely like a roller coaster ride. And the technology as well. You know, you were seeing more and more visual effects and stuff. The costumes were great. The acting was, you know, all the characters were happy. You know, they were in their characters. You know, they've played these characters for years, and they really knew the parts and that. But like I says, Ian McDiarmid, he was the guy. Just watch the Emperor in this film. You know, he steals the film. So thanks for watching, and please look out for the rest of the guys' reviews during the week, and comment and subscribe.